I'm going to go deep. I'm going to say some of my biggest assumptions are usually my sixth sense, which always proves to be right, as assumptive as it may sound. But there is a hidden reason, not so hidden, but there's a reason that every legacy character is being killed off, shit on, squandered by, it's called Lucasfilm, but let's just call it Kennedy Film. If they could, they'd change the fucking name. Even though Disney bought, was it Lucasfilm or Star Wars IP for what, $4 billion, they don't want to see Lucas's name up there where it says created by or characters created by. Boba Fett would be a character created at the time of George Lucas. I don't know if they still have to pay royalties for some of these legacy characters. If there's some other deal besides the $4 billion that they don't want to give them credit just to spite, whatever it is. That's why the Mandalorian production was so good, and why Mandalorian Fett is the real Boba Fett, because they created that character, even though it's pretty much Boba Fett. The Boba Fett character they fuck around with, it has to be intentional. There's no way, if there was any care, thought, consideration for this show, that it would be done this way. It has to be done on purpose. They have to make Lucas's characters either dead or cucked and take away all their power. For whatever reason, the power of the dark side from Kennedy is strong. Yes, Lord. Nope, gotta kill all those characters. Do away with the past. Can somebody just place the Boba Fett helmet, that's all, not the rest of the armor, whatever, and blend it in with the Mandalorian with a couple episodes so we can literally see this is what Boba Fett should have been. This is what should have happened, and that this book of Boba Fett bullshit and where they pull out Mandalorian episodes to save it, those were already done. We just saw episode 1 and 2 of Mandalorian season 3, and now I bet you anything they're back reshooting shit or pasting shit together because they're like, wow, we just shot our wad again to save this book of Boba Fett. Now what are we going to have for episode 1 and 2, season 3 of the Mandalorian Boba Fett fucking wannabe? It has to be done on purpose. And the control that China has on Disney, so much to where they take Finn, a black character, John Boyega, out of posters, make him goofy, and buckle. Because they're so against racism. They're so against the heavy fist that they just buckle to that, because they're not. They're a bunch of fucking wannabe woke, don't give a shit about the product. The agenda is more important people. That's why it's done on purpose. They don't give a fuck right now. They don't like fans. We already know that. They're not making any more money on the fucking streaming bullshit. More people are canceling or watching it free like I do, like a fucking one-eyed pirate. Fucking paying them shit. Stupid fucking Masonic Disney pedophile motherfuckers. Think about it. Think about that. It was deep, but let's not go that way. Let's talk about why China was in the ear of Boba Fett. Why was Fennec? Is that a created character? I bet you anything they created that character on Mandalorian. That's why she was in it so much. That's why she cucked. She usurped Boba Fett in his own show. Because that's what China's doing to us right now. That's what they're doing to Disney. We're gonna go this way. No, I don't think you should. Oh, I guess you're right. Whatever. Fucking. He had a Chinese handler, just like people in our Congress have. Anytime Boba Fett wanted to do the right thing, he was talked out of it. She ended up killing all of the people when he thought, oh, is Boba Fett's finally going to snap? I've had enough of being a pussy, and this is it. Nope. She does all the heavy lifting. How come Boba Fett's helmet wasn't on? How come he repainted his outfit, but yet then barely wore his helmet? Because then it's Boba Fett. Then it's created by Lucas. The Boba Fett should not have taken off his helmet. It should have been like the Mandalorian, where it was a rare thing. Tamara Morrison had to play this fucking character where he repainted the outfit, yet the helmet he barely wore. He barely utilized any of his Boba Fett stuff. Why? Because they hate Lucas. They don't want to pay Lucas. They don't want his name either on the creative. They don't want it anymore. For whatever reason. Business, pleasure, personal, whatever. That's what's going on. That's why they killed Jake Skywalker. That's why they killed Span Solo. That's why they probably had Carrie Fisher killed. Yeah, I said it in real life, but then even in the movies. That's why they barely show R2 and he has to shut off. Why does R2 say something, then he shuts off? They don't even want him chirping. They don't even want you to see R2. Okay, they'd rather see these other robots that look like they're part of our real world, like where they're showing like look what Texas Instruments designed this robot and it's picking up stuff and helping you build a fucking hut. The weird looking ones that look like they're from our world. They showed what, there was like 20 of those things helping build the hut, but R2 shuts off. Why was he shut off? Partly during Force Awakens, but yeah, we had C-3PO. There's so many missed opportunities that at this point, they're not missed opportunities. They are bobbed and weaved opportunities. They're opportunities that they dodged on purpose. And why? Because they don't want Lucas's name to get any more credit. Because they probably do. They bought it for $4 billion, but I bet you there's still something. If you use these characters, X amount of dollars, yeah, it's either that or they just fucking can't stand us and him, the fans and him, that they're just doing it dirty. It's done on purpose. There's no reason. Nobody's even brought up the fact that Boba Fett doesn't wear his helmet barely in the show that he's barely in. The book of Boba Fett is barely the book of Boba Fett. And then they had to go, oh shit, since now they have a streaming system, they're able to throw these little switches in now. Hey, we already filmed a little bit of Mandalorian. Social media is just beating up this Boba Fett. I wonder why. Let's row in Mandalorian episodes to save it. Those were already done. Those were part of season 3. Don't fucking lie to me and say that those things were made for the book of Boba Fett. Those were retcons because the show is fucking horrible. But yet those show Mandalorian where, it's 8, 7.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10. It has its moments for sure, but it's still 100 times better than the book of Boba Wet. Okay, I'm going to call him Boba Wet. Because he's a pussy. That's why. Boba Fett, they made a big pussy. Horrible. And they show the Mandalorian because, that's IP we made up, or Jon Favreau created this character. Well, you know what, Favreau, do you feel pissed that they're using you this way? Because I know you're bringing the goods. You bring the goods for Disney. But don't you think that's kind of a fuck over? Let's design this character. Whoa, Jon Favreau, you created the Mandalorian? How original? No, you just fucking changed his armor. It should have been Boba Fett. And this book of Boba Fett bullshit should have been left to the comic books and this Mos Espa gang with their gay flag represented in the color of their Vespas. That's right, I said it. Oh, the gay, crazy Antifa kid. Oh. Yeah, whatever. Get the fuck out of here with this stupid shit. And Robert Rodriguez, you can eat Danny Trejo's dick 100 times. You made a couple good movies. Spy Kids was your downfall where you jumped the shark and you continue to jump the fucking shark. You made Book of Boba Fett, which was horrible, even more horrible. You made it worse by your stupid fucking direction. Nonsensical bullshit. No, it was okay. It had good moments. I hate when people say, I didn't like the movie, but it did have some good moments. That's like saying, I hated having sex or making love to this person. There was a couple moments where it felt really good, but the rest was really weird and creepy. No. It needs to be consistent love making, good sex, whatever, when you're watching these movies. Not this fucking bullshit where, it was good, but then it was really bad. But there was a couple good. I had a 7-course meal. 2 of the courses were fucking great, but the other 5 courses taste like shit. There was literally shit in it, but it's okay because no. Put the fucking strap in both sides of the fence, people. Say it like it is. Just like they're doing it. They don't give a fuck about their woke bullshit. It's not making money on streaming anyways. They've got that. So why not just make this even worse on purpose? It has to be. There's no way creative people wrote this shit without having to be nefarious. And then Favreau and fucking Filoni probably said, you better throw some Mandalorians in here. We're not down with all this crazy woke bullshit. I mean, partly we'll balance it with you, but this is just too far. So then they threw those in. Somebody's listening maybe. Kind of saved it to bring the finale of Boba Wet as a piece of fucking shit. And another proof. Think of all the legacy characters that have been killed off, squandered, made fun of, whatever, shat on, and we're going, why? Because it might as well have Lucas's face on it. And credits going to him. That's what's going on. They don't want to use his shit anymore. Cad Bane, cool character. Could have been in The Mandalorian. They should have had Cad Bane earlier. He's from the animated series, yes, but it's a creation that was under George Lucas's watch at Lucasfilm. What did they do? They fucking kill him in this episode. Not necessary. Why? Our pride. Because we don't want to pay Lucas anymore. We don't want to give him credit anymore. Our woke and going broke, we're more happy about going broke. Right now, we're just doing shit to piss people off, cause division, watch social media, and laugh our fucking stupid asses off. Our fat fucking Kathleen Kennedy, Pablo Hidalgo asses off. Where the fuck is Pablo Hidalgo going? Where did he just fucking go to? Did he finally jump ship? That stupid fucking SJW cocksucker Black Lives Matter doesn't understand that it's George Soros that runs everything, motherfucker. There's so much lawyer bullshit that goes behind even using anything that was created by Lucas that they're just avoiding that. Plus, they hate the fans. And they're doing this despite, it has to be, the Star Cruiser Hotel. How come it doesn't look like anything from Star Wars? It looks more like, you know what this is being made by? As I bounce around. People that really like The Fifth Element. Now, I get it. A lot of people, oh my God, that's one of my favorite. How dare you? Okay, yeah, kill me. Okay, fine. Kill me because I don't like your movie. That's sane. Fifth Element looking, Star Trek looking bullshit. It doesn't even look like Star Wars with these people that are even quote unquote creating anything new. But why is the hotel thing something completely different? Why wouldn't you make the hotel like, oh, here it is on Coruscant, or here it is something you know? No, it's something totally different. It doesn't even look like Star Wars for one. That's why it's failing. The theme park failed because nobody knew the planet. There's nothing to connect to, and you haven't given us anything new to connect to. Plus, you still make everything on Tatooine. Why not make that fucking planet Tatooine? Because George Lucas would get credit, and then he'd have to get a percentage, even though we paid him $4 billion, and also we hate him, and all he does is complain, and he hates what we're doing. So we just want to rid ourselves of what we bought for $4 billion and kill the past if you must. Yeah, and that's what started with Rian Johnson and, well, Kathleen Kennedy getting Rian Johnson on there too. Here, write a script for the next movie before this one's even done. Why does it seem disjointed? Oh, I wonder why. Subversion. Ugh, whatever. That's why nothing is what it is anymore with Star Wars, because they have to get rid of the legacy characters, legacy planets, legacy ship, legacy all this. There's something behind their agenda. There's even a hidden agenda of why they're doing this to the characters and killing them off and making them shitty or making them embarrassments or doing this and that. And then the whole thing of switching around the movies without Finn getting a major part because he's black. And I thought it was weird that they, the Kelly Marie Tran, I guess she's Korean, so she's not really Chinese. So they're probably like, hey, we don't even want her in this if she's Korean, okay? You make a Chinese person like Fennec, and then we'll give her a top role. A Chinese, and a great actress, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying she is being used, just like everybody else is being used, by the hidden political agenda, the ideology agenda, and the control that the CCP has on our full entertainment world, not just Disney. People, oh, it's the Jews that run Hollywood. They're bullshit, that anti-Semitic bullshit, saying like that, like it's every Jew. Okay, Jewish people, Jewish businessmen did run Hollywood in the past, but they've sold, and everybody else is sold out. Our military is sold out to China. Okay, I know this is going on a tangent, but this is what it's all behind. I'm going to go out there. Nobody else is saying this shit. Okay, China is trying to control everything. So our entertainment and Disney is all controlled by them. They're so against racism and giving women their right that they switch the characters at the drop of a fucking red communist hat when they get a talking to by whoever's controlling that, and the intelligence agencies behind everything too. So that's just a different take that you could check out on the Red Pill News Rant. But back to my assumptions, which are usually 99% correct when I go off my gut and my observations, because that's just how I am. Okay? They're not using anything or want to use anything anymore that we know of that was created from George Lucas. Baby Yoda, Grogu, they don't even want to call it Baby Yoda. They had to call it Grogu because he's grown from goo. Oh, we get it. It's all the clone stuff you guys are into, and real life clone. Everything's tied in with what we really have. We need to show certain robots that are in our real world, but yeah, we'll show other ones, and we want more people to be in this world that represent everybody. So there'll be missed opportunities to have a cool alien character or something like that, because we want you to see that it's a brown person, or it's a female, or it's a fat white dude that's funny to laugh at. We'll make them there, but we'll miss the opportunities of just making a cool character and just writing a good story for sake of agenda in our little check boxes. Unless we forget, people, the board that was captured, they were playing the Star Wars, the so-called creative people had a whiteboard up, Star Wars now, then, and future. And every single column is the reason why the movies and the creations and the shows and everything in their fucking hotel and their theme park has done what it does. Because the creativity is gone, the naturalness is gone, and they have to make sure diversity is one of the top main things, and that there's no single character for us to look at like a Luke or even the Mandalorian. That's why it's the marching orders that's going out through Hollywood. Logan, Luke, all these characters, the great strong characters that now all of a sudden die or they're dying. Terminator. Think about this. I'm probably blowing your mind right now. Everything for the past few years has been the old white man characters. Even the blind guy in the horror movie, they all have got to die off. But also, you can't have one singular strong character. Even the Mandalorian has to have, Baby Yoda. Let's call him Grogu, because Baby Yoda is their own new creation. They're just copying things but making it their own creation, right? Logan can't be Logan by himself. He has to have the little girl. The Punisher can't have season 2 by himself kicking ass. He has to have a little girl. The other guy can't. Everything is the agenda, people. And that's why Boba Fett and anything they do with Lucas's characters is bullshit. And done. I mean, Robert Rodriguez, maybe he's sold out too for the agenda. I know he's probably drinking the fucking Kool-Aid, something. Because how do you do it? Why wouldn't you walk off the set if they're like, we want to do this with the Boba Fett character? Why did he get 3 to direct? Because is he sold out just to make it shit like worse than Spy Kids? It's just all nefarious, people. That's why They do what they do. Get woke, go broke. They don't care. Their agenda is what's important to them. They don't care right now. You know, our ideology is truth and facts. Our agenda is, you know, what's real, what's true, and what's really happening, and looking at just, you know, cut and dry. No, not theirs. Not theirs. And we already know how they dealt with everybody during The Last Jedi and so on and so forth. Pablo Hidalgo, the way he tweets, and everybody acts like little fucking school kids on Twitter expressing their worst selves. We already know that they dislike the real fans and that they're trying to drum up fake fans. Like, they're literally people. Newsflash, Soros and all these agendas pay specific people to sit in a big room with computers, or right now at home, during the pandemic, or at home, to just be the contrarian or be the one that's super positive about a show when it's all fake. Oh, that Boba Fett, he's the strongest character. Why are people saying? No, you can tell right away. And I'm not even saying bots. I'm saying these people are bots in their heads. But besides the algorithm and the bots writing these things out, there's literal people that are paid to sit there and either troll or to pump up something or to attack somebody on social media. Look into it. And again, don't believe me just to believe me and be like, wow, this guy resonates with me. I will believe you, Todd. No, look it up yourself. All this stuff's there. Go to DuckDuckGo, not to Google, and just start looking up these things if you care. If not, take my word as gospel, because usually 99% of the time what I say is. All right? Yeah. So this is quite the rant. I'm sure there'll be more. This is Deplorable Todd ranting about more of Kennedy films, quote unquote Star Wars. I hate even calling it that, but they're Star Wars IP, the brand. And is it Disney and are they seeing it and then it comes out and nobody's just paying attention? Like, wow, what'd you do over Lucasfilm? Are they part of it? Is Disney more in control, telling Lucasfilm what to do? Is it just a perfect partnership? But then they'll put out stuff in the media to make it seem like it's one or the other. They do leaks. They say this and that just to track everybody, because everybody's so fucking stupid on social media that they express their true thoughts. They express everything as opposed to doing reverse psychology or just not going on there and giving them all this fodder to manipulate. Social media is social engineering, okay? And the movies now are social engineering. That's what they're trying to do. That's why it all sucks. This is Deplorable Todd. Bye for now. And here's a quick addendum. Now let's take a gander at this. After my little rant, and you're saying, wow, this guy's out there. Oh, he's some white supremacist male. No, I'm talking about the specific agenda created by the UN, created by the globalists, whatever you want to call them, where everything is coming into play, especially the last few years. And I'm talking about the agenda. I don't have a problem, to reiterate, with a Chinese character or a woman Chinese character or a black character or this or that, if it was naturally written that way, if there's not intentional missed opportunities to check your little boxes. Now, I have a picture of their little whiteboard there at the Star Wars Creative Room of what's really important to them. So take a look at that as you're doing this video, since you can't watch my beautiful face at the moment. This is audio. But let me just read this to you and see if this rings true to any of our entertainment as well as politics. What happened to the white American male? Social engineering. The use of centralized planning in an attempt to manage social change and regulate the future development and behavior of a society. In the 328.2 million total citizens in the United States, there are 236.5 million whites, or 72% of the population. A spreadsheet of TV commercials shows the following over a 4-month period. White men have all but disappeared. When they are in commercials, they are either old, ugly, and sick, or they are the partner of a black woman and have no speaking part. In 3 of the commercials, the white men are doing laundry and always paired with a little girl to whom they are delivering the clean clothes. There it is, paired with the little girl. Think of all the movies they just did that with characters we know. Even Luke with Rey, even though that barely paired. There were 0 commercials of white fathers and sons. None. Done on purpose. Equally disturbing, young white boys and teens have also disappeared. The study is showing that commercials couples consist of white women with a black man. They are trying to program the young people of today. It's so obvious. Amazingly, in the month of December, there was an uptick in good-looking white male models. Research determined that in each And every case, it was a cologne commercial. And every one of those commercials were made in Europe, where they still use muscular, masculine white men, though they're trying to get rid of it there too, obviously. One insurance commercial featured a good-looking white guy in his 20s. He was so mind-numbingly stupid that he was incapable of delivering his lines and couldn't even say Liberty Mutual, the insurance company featured in the commercial. Over a period of 4 months, it concluded that while the African American population in America is only 13%, they were in 94.3% of the commercials. Black males are only 6% of our population, yet we're in 89.7% of the ads. Okay? White males make up the largest segment of our population, yet we're in only 4% of the TV commercials. And in most of those cases, they are in their 60s and their 80s. Now, these are things that I noticed even before this article, before whoever wrote this. And they were pushing medication for debilitating diseases, reverse mortgages like Tom Selleck or Medicare plans. While the study had many more alarming facts, one that really stands out is that each and every ad for new cars featured a woman driver except for Lincoln. Who is pushing diversity on television and in the movies? Who is it? It's all the same people. Whether it's multiracial families having a bowl of cereal or a man proposing to another man, television commercials are pushing the envelope when it comes to diversity. Now, this is just about the commercials. The movies are doing the same thing. Only one ad included a white male passenger, and he is not behind the wheel. A black woman is. In the commercials for the automobiles, there were more black women drivers than white women. Again, Europe was the exception, where the Mercedes and BMW had no visible drivers. They showed the cars cruising highways, license plates and all were obviously European, but never allowed. So they didn't even show up there, you know what I mean? They're like, well, just show the car, that's all it is anyways. Fine. Now, the questions. Who casts these commercials? Who casts these movies? Who's casting the TV? Okay, thank you, Falcon. Or Hawk, or whatever the... Oh, beautiful bird, beautiful bird. Who casts these commercials in the movies and all that? Just think of the movies when we hear it. Who casts Star Wars? Who directs the directors to cast certain types? Who and how did this trend in commercials happen all at the same time? What is going on here? Is it supported, paid for, and directed with an agenda in mind? Yes. What is their motive? We already know. Who is manipulating all visual network advertising? Who is bribing and enforcing this huge government takeover of what we are allowed to view? The UN, the globalist agenda, Agenda 2020, Agenda 2030, Agenda 2050. Look it up, people. So here's somebody noticing the commercials, which I've noticed too. If you have to watch TV or if it's on, it's just amazing. And again, don't get it twisted. What we're looking at are stats and facts and the reason for the agenda, the fakeness of it all. It doesn't matter that there's a black character with a white character or mixed gender or this or that. The fact is that it's done all the time now. The high percentage is there and it's obviously being viewed, but it's done on purpose with the agenda of crushing Western male, white male culture. And soon the women will get it too. They're kind of getting it right now, but they've built that feminist thing up under this whole umbrella too, that they can't quite do that yet. But that's what's going on. Okay. And Europe is hit by this all the time. What's happening is Soros and media, man, there's so much. The web is just huge. We say Soros and Schwab and Big Pharma that's making us go through this pandemic. They're paying for all it too. Look at every ad. Besides that, if you're watching regular TV and there's 5 ads, 4 of them are prescription. Go see your doctor. Here's your side effects. They've created the hypochondriac world. They've divide and conquer. That's what they're trying to do. So don't believe it and don't start getting mad at black people. They like seeing this too. No, the people that are like us, which is the majority as well, they don't want you to think, are seeing through all this bullshit. So remember, even with the one stat, there's 386 million people in the United States, yet we'll see 5, 10, let's just say 100. Let's just say a couple hundred throughout what we see on YouTube or a couple of the ads or Whoopi or people that are talking about this and that, as that's the whole race. That's what they want us to do, not be smart, create blanket statements. So it doesn't matter that there's diverse people in these ads and movies. It's that it's done on purpose, where the natural creativity would come out and be written, and they're coming back and saying, nope, you got to check this part. You got to take this. We can't have Fennec being an alien or wearing armor either. We want her to have her helmet off, so you see it's a Chinese woman that is controlling Boba Fett. one of the last real Star Wars male characters that they just had to do the worst. That's why you can't say, like, what are they doing? Why does it make sense? Because it's done on purpose. And then it's done really bad on purpose because people at their heart know they shouldn't even be doing this. They shouldn't be following this agenda. That's why it comes out shitty. Plus, if you take a look at behind the scenes for a Book of Boba Fett, everybody's got masks on. They have a shield on. They're trying to look at the monitor and look at what's going on around them while being subjugated to this bullshit. And especially, I get it, they're so controlled, since they're so controlled through the media, and they're trying to control all this with the intelligence agencies and whatnot to make sure this mission goes forth, that they have to wear those things and do all that stuff too. But there's no heart in it. They don't believe in what they're doing. That's why it even comes out extra shitty. And no, they're not incompetent. No, they're not stupid. It's done on purpose. And I just read you something where somebody wrote an article about noticing it in commercials. We'll take that into the movies, take that into TV, take that into all the characters, why they do this to Luke Skywalker, why do they kill Han Solo like this, why they do this and that, and then taking Boba Fett, the last strong male character from the legacy characters. Okay, while legacy media dies, they want to call Lucas's characters, we should call them legends, but no, they call them legacy characters. Boba Fett, the one that gets all the guys in their 50s remembering their figure and everything. That's why they had to shit on it and make it worse. It's amazing to think that that's why they're doing this. It's not because they're incompetent. Okay, this is Deplorable Todd dropping red pills while talking about Boba Fett and pretty much everything else. Just let your mind go. Re-listen to this again because I know it's going to trigger things. But think of all the movies for the past, let's just call it, since Trump became president, a little bit right before, but especially when Trump, the Trump years. Look what they've done to the characters and what they've done to just people in general. Bye for now. Oh, I'm back. We still have yet to witness the character assassination of another great character, male or female, that's from Lucas, a legacy character. Obi-Wan Kenobi gets his own show coming out May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Like they give a fuck. Yeah, I was wrong when I said Boba Fett was the last strong male character from Star Wars. That came from Lucas's brain, that they have finally nullified and made void and snipped his balls, let's say. No, Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is going to be a great looking show. Ewan McGregor's still coming back, and I hope he wouldn't if he realized the propaganda that's going to be in it, but I'm saying it now. Obi-Wan Kenobi will not be a solo character to follow and watch him fight and do all these things. He's going to have a sidekick, probably a young girl, something like that. I'm saying it now. He's going to have some sort of sidekick, maybe a droid, which would be cool, but still, can't have the one singular character. That's on the whiteboard at Lucasfilm of what they need to do. Diversity. They're still, and it's directed by Deborah Chow, right? Chinese director, taking Obi-Wan. I'm saying she's a good director. I'm just saying this is the agenda speaking, and they haven't yet driven in the lightsaber. They haven't driven in the lightsaber far enough yet. They still have Obi-Wan to cuck and to neuter in front of the world and all those that love this character. So I was wrong. It wasn't Boba Fett as last character. Obi-Wan is still the next character that we have to witness the character assassination of. That from Kennedy Film and Disney. I know it's Lucasfilm, but Kennedy Film, let's just call it for right now. Agenda Film and Agenda Magic World, Disney, are still going to butcher this character. Watch. Mark my words now. They're going to do something that changes the lore, changes his personality, and he will have a sidekick. And yeah, so I'm saying it now. All right. And today is what, February 10th or 11th or something like that. I don't even know. All I know is that it was the last episode of Boba Fett last night. So whatever that is, that's my prediction. And we'll see what happens.